Well, good morning. Good, beautiful Wednesday morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and we will be glad in it. Tomorrow is going to be Thanksgiving. I hope that you are prepared. I hope that your heart is glad. I hope that you have opened up the day with praise and thanksgiving, and that tomorrow morning you will open your eyes with a sense of thanksgiving to God that just fills you with joy. Today we're going to talk about Psalm 100. Psalm 100. And I'm going to read it now. Psalm 100. It says, "Make a joyful shout to the Lord, all you lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before His presence with singing. Know that the Lord, He is God. It is He who made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving, and into His courts with praise. Be thankful to Him and bless His name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endures to all generations." This is a psalm of thanksgiving. That's how it's labeled in the Bible, a psalm of thanksgiving. And this day before Thanksgiving, I hope that we take some things from this psalm. First, I hope that we take from it that we are to celebrate God, that we are to thank Him for what He is doing in our life. We are to shout joyfully to Him, and that means to praise from our heart. We are to serve Him with glee, and we are to be happy serving Him. We are to come before His presence with singing. But now listen to this. It says, "Know that the Lord, He is God." See, some people believe in God. Some people believe that there is a God, but they don't know God. I want you to know God today. I want you to take some time, either today or tomorrow or Friday, to sit down and really know God. We need to give Him thanksgiving for who He is and for the way that He is leading us in His pasture, that He has accepted us as His sheep. We're to enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. We are to be thankful to Him and bless His name. See, one of the things that we do as people sometimes is we begin to think that when we have been successful on some level, that somehow we made our success. But it's not true. God makes success. God makes our success. See, I know many people who have worked very hard in their life, and at the end they ended up with very little to show for it. I know people who have not worked very hard in their life, but at the end they have great earthly wealth. But God is the one who makes us. And it is important that we realize that it is His provision that we are thankful for, and not what He provided. See, it's okay to be thankful for cars and houses and children and jobs and money. It's okay to be thankful for those, but realize that those are fleeting. Those are not everlasting. Those are passing away. But when we are thankful for God's provision, when we realize that He is the one that made us and not we ourselves, when we realize that He is God and that we are blessed to be His servants, that's when true thanksgiving begins. See, that's when the Apostle Paul talked about that he's learned to be content in all things. And we too can learn to be content in all things. See, when we are content in God, when we are content in His provision, when things change, it doesn't shake us as badly as other people. When bank accounts get emptied, when houses pass away, when cars break down, we don't stand and become completely unnerved about life over temporal things passing by. Why? Because we have entered God's gates with thanksgiving. Because we know that God is who God is. And we know that He provided for us before, and we are confident that He is going to continue to provide for us. Why? Because we are sheep in His pasture. He is feeding us, and He is looking out for us because He is good. His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endures to all generation. I hope that you will have a wonderful Thanksgiving day. And I hope that you will take a moment and sit down and be individually thankful for what God has provided. I hope that you don't get so busy with serving that you end up like Martha and being upset. But I hope that instead you are like Mary, that you will sit at Jesus' feet and you will choose the good part. And that you will sit down and that you will be thankful to God. And maybe even write down those things into a journal or note those things so that you can go back and look at them later. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you and your family are blessed. I pray for you. I pray for this nation. I pray for this world. I pray that we will turn back to God with true thanksgiving. True thanksgiving for who He is and not what we have. For who He shows us He is, and not for who we have been taught in some way to believe He is. See, it's very important that we know who God is. And I hope that you'll take some time on this Thanksgiving Eve to prepare yourself for true thanksgiving and to enter into His gates with that thanksgiving and be thankful to Him. For He is good. His mercy endures forever.